Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have two adjunct beers, one using corn syrup, one using Italian specialty corn. So the company was started in 1844, but this is from the 1800s. Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, originally called Jacob's Best Lager, but it won a blue ribbon at the Chicago World's Fair. And so they renamed it Pabst Blue Ribbon. 4.7% alcohol, 10 international bitterness units. It says Pabst Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. All righty. Nice deep gold appearance with a foamy white head. The competitor, Peroni's Nastro Azzuro, meaning Peroni Blue Ribbon. Yes, Peroni Blue Ribbon. You only get 11.2 ounces here. Perhaps you get 12 ounces. So this is from Peroni Brewery in Italy. They have a number of brewing locations in Italy. It's owned by the Asahi Group of Japan, makers of Asahi Dry, and a whole lot of other stuff. Okay. Now, this is the only Peroni we get here. We get cans and bottles. But they make so many other beers, and we just get to look at them on their website. We don't get them in America. We don't get their double malt, Doppelbock, 6.6%. I can't even go into all of them. There's so many. It's incredible. And we just get the Blue Ribbon, which is their flagship for around the world. Not as thick of a head and not quite as dark. They were talking on their website. This is 23 IBU, so 23 bitterness units and only 10 bitterness units. So the Peroni should be more bitter. Let's see. Con ingredienti naturali selezionati. I can't even read what that says. Al original. Birra Italiana original. Original Italian beer. Peroni Nastro Azzuro Blue Ribbon. Il gusto unico secco e rinfrescante della birra premium. A unique taste. Secco e Italia più bevuta al mondo. Of the world. Prodotta in Italia. Produced in Italy. Okay. Rome, Italy. Best before September of 2022. 5.1% alcohol, 139 calories. Water, barley malt, Italian maize, and hops. There's a special maize grown just for this company. And it's called our maize, our corn. All right, so I think the advantage should go to Peroni, but I don't know. I drank a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon growing up in the foothills of the Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania. I've heard of Laurel, Maryland, but I've never heard of the Laurel Highlands. I've been to Maryland and Penn's Woods. Why, I crossed north of the Mason-Dixon line in July, and I came back across the Mason-Dixon line in July. I drove through Maryland and Pennsylvania on the way to New York City. Drove all the way to New York City. Took me a day and a half. All right. Close call. Got to remix them because I glanced down. I don't know why I did that. Everything's going wrong now. All right. Everything's going wrong, man. Beautiful day today. A little chilly, but sun is out, no clouds, dry, low humidity. Was able to cut the grass. The grass dried right up. Mowed that lawn, came out pretty. Cat got scared and ran off. Orangey took off running by. She's scared of the lawnmower. She'll be back, I guess. She disappears all the time anyway. I made her go outside. She was being lazy on the bed on her towels that she lays on. I said, you got to go. You can't lay in here while I'm cutting the grass. I can't trust you. Which is certainly the case. This smells kind of ordinary, like get the cereal grain. Now, see, they're using corn, I guess pulverized corn grits, and Pabst is doing a shortcut using the corn syrup. Okay, aroma, well, honestly, there's not much difference. When I first popped the cap, I smelled some skunkiness, but that dissipated very quickly. So let's go with the taste. On aroma, I can't say. On appearance, yes. The Pabst is darker. That's why I have my eyes closed. I got my eyes closed just like Larry Fine. Okay, bland cereal grains, but a fairly good amount of bitterness. It's not a Pilsner. It's just an Italian adjunct lager from 1963. Rather light body and a dry finish. See that light body now, 139 calories. That light body must be Peroni. Oh, Peroni, y'all, meaning Asahi, but Peroni, y'all need to start sending more of your beers over here instead of one product. I know there's a lot of competition in the United States. I know people in the United States aren't really looking for Euro beers at this time because they're running after every new craft beer, some of which are good. But look, take the chance. Send us all those specialties. But maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. Same thing with Grolsch. We get Grolsch. Okay, we like it. Good Pilsner. I want to try that Grolsch crafted cannon. 11%. I bet that's a Doppelbock for the ages. The Grolsch Netherlands website gives it a great description. And it has shown that pretty glass. I'm like, man, why, oh, why, oh, why do we not get it? I know this is the Peroni, and I'm going to tell you why. It tastes like it. You know what I mean? Like crackery malt, grassy hops. The corn, well, that doesn't really, you don't really taste it because all that corn is used to ferment out into alcohol. They use it as a fermentation agent. So when you drink these, there's no corn left in the beer. It's all turned into alcohol, and then they strain the beer. You know, they filter so it's just liquid left. If you look on Moosehead Brewing, Moosehead Brewing's Beer Academy, it talks about adjuncts, and it says if you can taste the corn, that's probably a flaw in the brewing process. That something didn't work out right. Shouldn't be evidenced. Maize Nostrono, that's what they call it. Dry finish. Peroni always has the best advertisements and the best website. On the other hand, Pabst has no advertisements and the worst website, pretty much. He has practically no information. It's never updated. And it's mostly a waste of time to look at it. Okay. You say that's because of money. Pabst is poor and Peroni is rich. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I'm going to call it Peroni. Oh, yes. No doubt about it. Could you get these mixed up? I guess you could if you knew nothing about them. If it was your first time tasting them, I suppose you could, but then why would you be doing a taste challenge based on no past experience? Now, that would make sense if you're just trying to figure out which one you like better. You say, well, I never had either one of these beers. I'm going to do a blind taste test, see which one I like better. Fine, makes sense. But to tell them apart, well, how you going to tell them apart? You didn't even try them before, you know. You're basing it on nothing, you know. And please, when y'all do taste challenges, some people are starting to do them now. Are they copying me? I don't know if they're copying me. Maybe they just come up with the idea that it was a good idea. But don't cross style. You know, don't do a light beer with an ice beer. Don't do a stout with a golden ale. I mean, there's no kind of challenge in that. It's got to be, for it to be a challenge, it has to be a similar product. They have to be similar one to another. You could call it a tasting if you want, if you're going to cross style, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I wonder how the Pabst Blue Ribbon we get here in Canada compares to the American version. Oh, they're probably very similar. In Canada, it's brewed by Stroh's in Ontario. Well, you know, of course, you know now Stroh's is not a real company anyway. So Stroh's is probably owned by somebody in Ontario because they got bought out in 1999. So that'd be interesting to find out who owns it. I don't know why, but foreign liquor and beer bottles are something I'm enamored with, says Haroon Abbasi. I am too, because they make great looking bottles. Now, Pabst, is it a classic label, Pabst Blue Ribbon? Yeah. It's one of the best looking beer. It's simple, but it's one of the best looking beer labels in the world, in my opinion. Cheers, everyone, says Brian the Beer Snob. Cheers to you. Cheers, says Haroon. Crap Beer-tastic. Laurel Highlands are near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think Puxatawny Phil the Groundhog. Oh, okay. He must have seen a shadow because it's going to be cold this weekend in Louisiana, record-breaking cold. It's not right. With all this global warming, why does it get colder every winter? It should be getting hotter, right? You say, oh, you fascists, how dare you bring that up? I don't think making empirical observations makes one an admirer of Mussolini. I just said it seemed like if they have global warming, it should be getting warmer, not colder, but that's just me. And what do I know? I'm not a scientist, and I don't play one on TV. King of the Dots. Yo, ole, hello. Hello to you, Gary. Beer for breakfast, facts for snacks. Love Pabst Blue Ribbon, Canadian version, of course, because you are in Canada. Haroon, amen. Jeep and Foodie, Peroni is hard to find. Not in Louisiana, not in Louisiana, not in Louisiana. I can get it in Matherns. Bottles and cans, bottles and cans. Variety is the spice of life. Preach, preach, preach. I am going to preach. I'm a preacher of beer. Ron is the televangelist of beer, and send me your beers. No, yeah. I'm going to give you a black eye, devil. Send me those beers. I'll throw the letters in the dumpster, and I'll drink all the beers. Okay. Habaha salabahabaha. Hola makalabahaba. I'm drinking in tongues. Okay. I'm drinking in tongues. That's a good beer channel. That'd be a good name for a beer channel. Peroni goes great with spaghetti. I know that got to be right. And they're always showing food pairings on their website. Everything is about food pairings. Food, 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 food. But all the people eating is skinny. But they're all models. And they're all like 21 or 25. And then beer for breakfast, facts and excess. Hey, Brian. Brian says, sup, Drew. Haroon says, have you tried these little cans called the Club yet? No, but I see them all around. But it's $2.49 for, they say, a shot and a half. I don't know. That seems a little pricey for a shot and a half of some liquor-based flavored product. I know they're little cocktail cans. And they're old. That thing's been around since like the 1950s, I think, the club. I'm not joking. It's like a can. It goes way back. Hard to find where. Peroni is abundant across the United States for sure, says Goober. Well, in his area, it's hard to find. I've had some clubs, but not recently. Nice stuff. I can get so many of these little 50 milliliter liqueur bottles. I'm reluctant to pay $2.49, but I can get them for $79. King of the Dots. Honestly, it's a great nurseable beverage in a can. If you ask me, Geary. Now that taste challenge costs $300. People are doing them. Say what? Where are you located, brother? Owned by Sleeman Brewery here in Ontario. Oh, Sleeman. Heard of them. I've had two of their beers. One guy was supposed to send me them, and then, of course, it didn't come in. Just like this guy with this Genesee Bach. Still never came in. And he's telling me, oh, yeah, I live in Western Pennsylvania by New York, and we get it around here, and oh, yeah, I really want to see you do a video. I wasn't dying to try Genesee Bach. If it's like a lot of other Genesee beers, it's going to be like Genesee Blah. But I said, okay, send me a tracking number, please, when you send it. Oh, sure thing. I bet you I know how long it's going to take me to get that tracking number. You know, too, forever. Okay. That's what I was talking about when I was talking about these nags. Now, Bibulus Brian sent me some beers. He thought I was talking about him, saying, I don't want people to send me beers. I'm tired of these nags. I said, no, I'm not talking about you. You sent the beer. I'm talking about these nags. They nag you and nothing comes in. I appreciate what Brian doing it, although I hate to see people spend the money and take the time and effort, but he sent me some nice beers, man. Go Hokies beer for Virginia Tech University, which I'm going to do soon. He sent me Prankster, which I realized I had not reviewed in over 10 years. Couldn't believe it. And he sent me a Fireman's beer, a red ale, and he sent me a blonde ale. That kind of nagging I could take every day. But you know what kind of nags I'm talking about. Okay, enough of that. I'd say Peroni is a bit better in quality, but it's much more expensive. You are right. You are also very. Thanks for calling me a model, Ron. I reviewed Peroni while eating spaghetti. Oh no, I didn't call you a model. I called the people on the advertisements a model. Wink, wink. Okay. Gary says, back to clubs. I haven't seen the cans in Ohio in a while. Must be my old eyes. Cheaper than a mixer at a bar. Well, yeah, well, that's for sure when they're charging $8 to $9 and you're getting about what you get in the club. I'm not saying I will never try the clubs. And that's like the original canned cocktail. Like I'm serious, like from like the 1940s. I don't know if it was any good back then. But I can get so many other things. There's a gin martini and a regular martini club that has 2 shots, 20% to 21%. I've seen so many different ones. Are the clubs really from all the way back then? Oh, wow. Oh, yes, because I was looking at the webs. I was checking the trademarks. And when I saw the trademark, I was like, woof. And then, you know, I think it's from 1969. Maybe not from the 40s. But I was looking at these old advertisements for it from way back. It's got to be older than that, though. Saw the bud next. Upon your review, I gave it a hard pass, says JBD. You could try it, but only if you get a single. Boy, if you buy a 6-pack, buyer beware. Haroon, where is it? It's got to be cool. Okay, King of the Dots. Yes, sir. I cannot disagree. Nattering nabobs of negativity, says JBD. Yes, nattering nabobs of negativity with no beer coming in. I believe Yuengling bought the Stroh's Brewery in Tampa, Florida about 10 years ago. Yes, and it was the Schlitz Brewery before Stroh's bought it in 1982. I want to know if Yuengling adds coloring. I've been wanting to know that forever. But they claim it's roasted malt. Somebody else told me it was coloring. I said, you got to, and I asked him, I said, you got some source material on that? No response. You know, if you heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend that they added coloring, that's not a source. Sorry. Jordy's Den. Hello to you, Jordy. I'm dubious. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like Shiner's Bach. You taste it and you think, wow, it doesn't taste like the way it looks. You know, it's like you think in your mind they're adding coloring. Okay, but that may not be the case. You should definitely show us some old booze advertisements. I'd be smitten for that, says Harun. I've been posting in Alcohol Eggs. Like today in Alcohol Eggs on Facebook, I posted a 1952 advertisement for Pabst Blue Ribbon. Awesome magazine ad. Martinis are probably the easiest mix for all of us. Just doesn't rock my world. I don't drink mixed drinks or cocktails, highballs, or anything, so I don't know. I'm not against them. You know, I don't have some kind of like philosophical opposition to them. I just don't drink them. I love Yuengling, King of the Dots. As Brian said that. What's your favorite mixed drink, brother? Just watched GoldenEye and I didn't desire a martini. I'm losing it. Losing or lost? All right. Compared to the Peroni Nastro Azzuro, the Pabst Blue Ribbon is bland. Sorry, Pabst, because Pabst was whipping up on all the competition, if y'all noticed. All the American beers, it was beating most everybody. I toured the Yuengling Brewery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania a few years ago, and they seem to be hiding a lot of shady ingredients. What? I hate to hear that. I toured the Rochester Brewery in 2016, and I got the same feeling over there. You know, they were like, look at our nice little brewery. I was like, well, that's not the real brewery. That's like a little showcase brewery for these specialty craft beers that are only sold here on the site. And I said to the guy, I said, I'd like to tour the brewery there with all the tall buildings, you know, the huge facility where they make dog bite malt liquor and all of that. Oh yeah, we don't give tours there. I said, huh. And I thought, yeah, I knew that already. I said, you know, to myself, I'd like to see how they make the ice beer. I'd like to see how they make that dog bite malt liquor. You know, I want to see the down and dirty, you know, the real Genesee. But of course, I only got to see the showcase. At least when I went to Dixie Brewery in 2005, I got to see the real Dixie Brewery. And it was really old and very outdated. It was a nice hospitality room, though. I looked in there and I thought, that's nice. And I could look in there after the hurricane because the doors were wide open and it was all trashed. I said, that's not nice. My favorite would be pina colada or a whiskey sour. I haven't had either in 10 years. I'm straight sour mash and ice and beer like right now. Okay. GoldenEye is considered Pierce Brosnan's best Bond entry. Oh, Jordy's asking about James Bond. He loves James Bond. Oh, well, that's it. It's time to go watch Louisiana State University basketball play the University of Missouri. You would think Louisiana State would win, but they may have to forfeit all their victories for the last few years anyway, if the investigation goes against them, which is a good chance it will. But that's what happens when you're doing dirty thing. And historically, LSU never got in trouble with those investigations. They just would always. They really, when you think about it, they've really never had to forfeit any games in the past. You know, they got like minor violations. You say, oh, they're good at hiding everything. Hey, it is Louisiana, you know. Who you think taught them how to, I mean, never mind. I didn't say anything. You know, Huey Long, Earl Long, get it? You know what I mean? Edwin Edwards. I like the drink I like a mojito fiend. Mojitos. Okay. All right. So anyway, enough's enough. That's it for Pabst because I don't have any more cans. And I'm getting a little tired of Pabst anyway. I mean, I'll always go back to it. I could show y'all what I bought in a 12-ounce bottle this week, but you probably aren't interested. But I got it for $10.49. A 12-pack. I could have gotten it 50 cents cheaper, but I would have to drive 20 miles, which would not make a whole lot of sense. But I bought that 12-pack, so I got some taste challenges coming up with that beer. I got some taste challenges coming up with Wernesgrüner from Germany again, because Doug, who loves to send me that beer, pretty soon he won't have to because Aldi is right there. Well, at least the pile of sand with the foundation they're working on every day is right there. The Russian girl in the movie, check out Wikipedia, is still going. The most legit brewery tour out of 6 or 7 I tour was Flying Dog in Frederick, Maryland. No secrets there. Yeah, let's see. Shout out to Germany, says Harun. I'm literally going to Wikipedia for every old show movie I watch. Fascinating. Yep. Final score. Final score. My final score for the Peroni Nastro Azzurro. Azzurro for the Peroni Nastro Azzurro. I'm going to give for the 5.1% alcohol beer. I'm going to give a solid A, a 96 out of 100. This is a really good beer. You should go to Italia. You should visit the Peroni breweries. You're going to love it. I love America. I love Italia. I love the lager beers. For the Pabst Blue Ribbon beer over here in America, oh boy. Oh boy. Racist? How can I be racist against my own race? That would be like a double negative. That equals a positive. Don't you know 2 negatives equal a positive? Yeah, being endearing. You know me. And now for America's beer. I'm in America. That's how we talk in America. Oh, yeah. We wear cowboy hats. Yeah, fascists. All right. Howdy in America. Boy, I'm going to give Pabst Blue Ribbon your... You say that's not an accent, that's an insanity. That's not an insanity, that's an insanity. That's an accent. Just like that monosodium glutamate. It's accent, just like monosodium glutamate. I'm going to score the Pabst today a B plus, a 88 out of 100. Don't you know? Oh, craft beer-tastic. Now, it is in the Bible. The Mussolini of Louisiana. Oh, yes. No, I actually don't support socialism. Okay, anyway, the Peroni wins a 94 out of 100. I think that's what I said, 94. Well, anyway, mid-90s. It's a lovely beer, a lovely beer, a lovely beer. Now, for our next beer, let me show you what I bought this week. Okay, so the Peroni wins the beautiful Italian beer. Now, let me tell you what I bought this week. So I was at a local store in Louisiana, and I found this for $10.49, a 12-pack. Ice House. How you love that? What you know about that? Did you hear me? You heard me, did you not? So I bought some Ice House, you heard? So 5.5% alcohol, certified kosher. The beer you always dreamed about. The beer of your dreams for 29 years. In the beautiful glass bottles. So I said, well, time for some taste challenges. So we'll have to taste challenge the Ice House against Milwaukee's Best Ice. Yes. Ice House, cool. I'd try it for sure, says Jordy. I bet you would, and I bet you'd love it. Milwaukee's Best Ice. Now, Milwaukee's Best from 1895. 1895, there's the MB, the little Stein. Well, of course, but Milwaukee's Best Ice is only from 1994. Brian the Beer Snob says, I haven't had an Ice House in 40 years. Well, that's amazing because they didn't even come out with it until 29 years ago. He had it before they even invented it. Now, that's remarkable when you drink a beer before it even hits the market by 11 years. Okay. That's a little rough, Ron. Nah. If y'all knew the stuff I've drunk, this is like the most wonderful products in the world. Once you've had Camo beers, everything's great. And then I had to go up against Bud Ice, the legendary Bud Ice. Oh yeah, 6.9% was nasty to a T. Bud Ice. And the brown bottles, thankfully, they abandoned clear. But they always did make brown bottles for the 18-ounce for some weird reason. But this 40-ounce bottle was $2.39. Now, you want to hear something strange? When you're a stranger. They had the 25-ounce cans, all right? 25-ounce cans of Bud Light, and they were $2.59. $2.59. But the 40-ounce bottle was $2.39. I said, yeah, I think I'll pay 20 cents less, and I'll get a whole lot more beer. 15 ounces more. Okay, so that's what's coming up. A lot of excitement in the beer world here. A lot of ice beer excitement. Jordy, I wish you got Bud Ice there too, because it's made with many different grains of barley malt, corn, rice. When I went to Houston, Texas and toured the brewery, this is what they were bottling. They had Bud Ice going down the line. All these, they had thousands of Bud Ice 40-ounce bottles, and they were just, you know, they kind of shake like that going down the line. They were filling them. Okay, doors, windows, vents. Okay, now that's it, folks. So thanks for watching this taste challenge. It's on to college basketball. Y'all take care. And don't forget, tonight at 6:30 Eastern Time, we have the fabulous Thunder and Thursday with liquors and liqueurs. So anybody that wants to talk about a liquor or liqueur, I can't do liquor because I gave up liquor for Lent. I mean, I could do it, but I would feel terrible about it. I'm going to bring a liqueur. What's an ice beer? Oh, that would be too long to go on to that. You'd have to read about that on your own. We've gone on too long already. Y'all take care now. Thanks, everybody, for watching.